Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and welcome to Overwatch Central. There's loads of cool stuff on the PTR currently. The new Symmetra rework is really interesting and impressive, yet I don't really see anybody talking about it. I can completely understand people not wanting to talk about how viable new Symmetra could be if she's broken, if she's going to be meta. We'll go on to that in a second. But there is one thing that we can answer from what Blizzard have said in the past. This Symmetra rework, in their eyes, will be a huge success for them, and they could tell that really early on, because Jeff Kaplan actually broke this down into 4 different areas on how they want to make Symmetra better and much more successful, and they've nailed it. We'll go on to explain that in this video, but below, do let us know what you think of Symmetra. Is she broken? Is she underpowered? Is she just rubbish? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll get straight into today's video. New Symmetra has been on the PTR for a couple of weeks now, actually, and recently she had some fixes on the PTR, which meant her teleporters wouldn't randomly break like they used to, and that you can exploit the pressing left click primary fire to do a absolute shed load of damage onto people when it shouldn't do that. So we've had a good time to play what Symmetra should and would look like when she hits the live servers. There are still a few bugs here or there. There are going to be testing. Jeff Kaplan said himself that we're not going to see Symmetra this week, but maybe next or in a couple of weeks. No doubt, because Symmetra is going to be a buggy piece of shit for quite a while because of how she works. But yeah, I don't see anybody, YouTubers, streamers, anybody really talking about Symmetra, how she's going to affect the meta. It's basically all quiet on the Western Front. So why is that? Usually when we've seen Brigitte or Doomfist, people are talking about their role within the meta, how good they could be, what their role in the game would be. But why is that? I mean, when Brigitte, Doomfist, any other hero was added into the game, there was a lot of people talking about theory crafting, basically how good they would be, what role they would play in the team, the synergies, all of this kind of information that we haven't really heard of Symmetra so far. And the main answer to that is 2 things. It's twofold, basically. The first is that whether she's going to be viable enough to play in a similar style to, let's say, Junkrat or Soldier, just these heroes that have a good amount of playtime but aren't quite meta. And that brings us on to the second thing. We're in a very one-dimensional meta. If you're not playing those 7 heroes, then it's not worth it. Solely at the highest tier. That might be why some of the GM pro players have really kind of ignored Symmetra so far, because they're just like, she's not going to be the Overwatch League finals, so we're not going to see it anytime soon. But also, unless she can counter Brigitte or Hanzo, there's very little she can actually do. She could still be good, but if she's not going to be part of or counter the current meta, then there's no point talking about her, if that makes sense. So that would explain why nobody said, you know, Symmetra's role on the team should be this is how you should play her, this is why people aren't really majorly excited about her, at least to the level that I am. However, there is one thing that we can answer. Symmetra would be a success in the eyes of Blizzard here. Now, Blizzard haven't come out, and Jeff Kaplan hasn't come out and said, you know, Symmetra's a massive success. Thanks guys, this has all been great. But we can look at what was said in the past to sort of see, before this rework came to fruition, what Jeff Kaplan and the rest of the Blizzard team had to say about Symmetra in her current state, what they would like to achieve with her. And this is the perfect thing to link. This actually came from a developer update on the 25th of January, around the time that we saw the Junkrat and Mercy nerfs after the Mercy meta. He also went on to mention Symmetra at the bare end of this developer update and had some really interesting things to say.
Another hero that we get asked a lot about is Symmetra. Symmetra is one that we're still discussing heavily. We don't believe that she needs major buffs. We do believe that she is a very situational character, and that's how she's designed. Meaning that there are going to be occasions where Symmetra is not the right pick. Now, we recognize that right now she doesn't have enough usefulness across the board, and we'd like to give her a little bit more, but that doesn't mean that we believe that she's ever going to be at a place where her pick rate is way beyond where it is right now. We think we can improve it, but she is kind of a situational character. She's built to be a defensive character who owns a certain space, and that's the design that we're really excited about right now. Because she has that certain kit and that's how she plays, it's going to be difficult to make her 100% useful in all situations. And again, that's why we strongly encourage that, you know, we want her to be super fun, we want her to be picked more than she is right now, but also consider that in some situations you might want to pick a hero besides Symmetra.
Everything that Jeff Kaplan said here gives you a perfect rendition of what they wanted Symmetra to achieve, what they would like from the hero but also what they wouldn't like. They wanted Symmetra to be picked more, but they acknowledged that she is a very situational character and that's how she's designed. Their problem with her was that she doesn't have enough usefulness across the board, and they would have liked to have given her more usefulness. They said it's going to be difficult to make her 100% useful in all the situations, but we want her to be super fun. We want her to be picked more than she is, but not a complete must pick. And in those eyes, Blizzard have absolutely nailed that with Symmetra. Does Symmetra have more usefulness across the board? Yes. Is she still situational and not a must pick? Yes. Will she be picked more? No doubt. Is she more fun to play? I certainly think so, but do let us know what you guys think. One of the things that wasn't mentioned, which I'm sure was high up on their priority list, is that they didn't want her to just be a defense character. And I'd honestly say at this point, Symmetra is a lot stronger on attack than she is in defense, especially the fact that her teleporter ultimate is no longer a thing. Whilst teleporter is so much different now and has more decent uses, it's more dynamic of an ability, not having a teleporter to bring you back from spawn after you've been killed is a big loss for this hero. So she is worse on defense now than she was, but she's now also better on attack, so she's more dynamic, more varied. While she may come into game honestly a little bit flat, maybe not as good as people were expecting, that's exactly what Blizzard wanted. If Symmetra comes into the game completely meta, you can't run without a complete must pick, Blizzard have done something wrong. But they've also done something wrong if she comes into the game and is still just played on defense like Symmetra 2.0 when she was added and changed in the game like December 2017, I believe it was. You get the idea. Blizzard want her to be better in different areas than she was, but they still want her to be somewhat of a niche pick. And because of that, this rework is a success. We don't know how good she's going to be, but we do know that she's better on attack, she can be played on control, she can have more effective use and synergize well with her team without it being completely obnoxious to the levels of Hanzo or Brigitte. When it comes to her viability, nobody knows how good she's going to be. However, we do know that what Blizzard wanted to see from this hero is starting to fall into place quite nicely, and I'm sure that Jeff Kaplan and the rest of the Blizzard team are happy that they've managed to make this very one-dimensional, very difficult hero to play situationally is now much better across the board. How much better? We just don't know that yet. Let us know what you think of Symmetra in the comments below, like and subscribe if you did enjoy this video, and until next time, take care, we'll see you then.